Hello my dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are good. So today we are going to discuss some numericals on first chapter of secondary syllabus, that is electric charges and fields. So the numericals is based on theory exam. So here we discuss all the theoretical important numericals which may appears for your theory exams. So we'll discuss all kind of numericals topic wise. Okay. So in this session we are going to discuss numericals on force between two charges, that is the numericals on Coulomb's law. Okay. So let's start with the first numerical. Okay. So the first numericals what we have is, as you can see on your screen, 2 point charges 20 microcoulomb and 10 microcoulomb are separated by 0.05 meter in free space. Find the force between them. Also calculate the force when a dielectric medium of dielectric constant 3 is introduced between them. Okay. So I hope you got the numericals. So first we need to understand the numerical properly and then we proceed the answering. Okay. Now see here what is given. So we have 2 point charges, that is 20 microcoulomb and 10 microcoulomb, which are separated by 0.05 meter. It means the distance between the two charges is given. Okay. And what we need to calculate here? We need to calculate the force between the two charges. And here they are giving also calculate the force when a dielectric medium is present between the charges whose dielectric constant 3 is given. Okay. So for theoretical purpose, first we need to write all the given data. Okay. So first we need to write all the given data. And what is given? First Q1 is given, and what is the value of Q1? As you can see, Q1 is 20 microcoulomb. 20 microcoulomb. So 20 microcoulomb means how much? 20 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. So in given we have to write all the data in SI system. Okay. So it becomes 20 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. Similarly, another charge is given, Q2, and what is that? 10 microcoulomb. So it is 10 microcoulomb, means how much it is? 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. So micro stands for 10 to the power minus 6. And what is given? Also given the distance between the two charges is given, 0.05 meter, and let us call it as R, 0.05 meter. So already it is in SI system, so no need to convert. And now what we need to find? We need to find out the force between these two charges when it is present in free space, as you can see. So first we need to find out the force between the two charges when they are present in free space. And they are saying also calculate the force between them when the charges are placed in a dielectric medium. So also we need to find out the force between the charges in medium when the charges are present in other medium whose dielectric constant is given. And what is that? It is 3. As the dielectric constant is a dimensionless quantity, doesn't have any unit. So it is only number. So let us calculate first the force between the two charges when they are present in air, and later calculate force between the two charges when they are present in dielectric medium whose dielectric constant is given. Okay. So what is the formula we have to use here? So now using the formula, now what is the formula of force between the two charges in air? For air the formula is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square, isn't it? This is a formula for air where epsilon naught is a permittivity for free space. And now let us calculate. And what is the value of this 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught for air? So the value of 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught for air is approximately 9 into 10 to the power 9 into. Now what is Q1? Q1 is given. Q1 value is 20 into 10 to the power minus 6. So let us put the value 20 into 10 to the power minus 6 into. What is the value of Q2? Q2 value is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6, isn't it? Now let us put that also. So it is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 whole divided by. Now what is the value of R? R value is 0.05 meter. Now what it becomes? It becomes 0.05 whole square. That's it, isn't it? Now let us solve this one. Now F is equal to, now what is 9 into 20 into 10? 9 into 20 into 10 becomes how much? So 9 into 20 into 10 becomes 1800, isn't it? 1800 into 10 to the power. Now see here, here 10 to the power 6 is there, 10 to the power minus 6 is there. Now what is 10 to the power minus 6 into 10 to the power minus 6? It is 10 to the power minus 12, isn't it? Now also 10 to the power minus 9 is there. So 10 to the power 9 into 10 to the power minus 12 becomes how much? Tell me how much it is? Yes, it is 10 to the power minus 3, isn't it? Divided by, now what is 0.05 whole square? It is very easy, isn't it? It is 0.0025. That's it, isn't it? 0.0025. Now let us divide 1800 divided by 0.025. So for theory exam, calculators are allowed. So you can use calculators, or you can calculate without calculators also, because it is easy to calculate. Now when you divide this one, what it becomes? We got the value as 720,000 into 10 to the power minus 3 as it is there. Okay, so when you divide 1800 divided by 0.0025, we got this value. And as you can see, this is a bigger value. Now we can convert it into smaller values. So can you remove this exponent form here? Yes, we can remove it. So as you can see, it is 10 to the power minus 3, and where the decimal point is? It is here. Yes. So now at here it is 10 to the power minus 3. So now we bring here, it is minus 2, and now it comes here minus 1, here 0. Now 10 to the power 0 becomes what? 10 to the power 0 becomes equal to 1. And now what is the value we got? Force between the two charges in air, we got 720 Newton. That's it. So don't forget to put the unit for the particular calculations, because again unit carries 1 marks for theory exam. Okay, so this is the force between two charges in air. Now let us calculate the force between the same two charges when they are present in other medium. Now what is the formula of force between the two charges in medium? Force between two charges in medium is calculated as 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into k, q1 q2 divided by r square. So this is how we can calculate force between two charges when it is in medium, other medium. What we did, just we multiply k for epsilon naught. And now see, force between the two charges in medium. So if you bring 1 by k outside, what remains? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught remains, q1 q2 divided by r square. And now what is this? This is force between two charges in air, and already we calculated this one, isn't it? Now what it becomes? Force between the two charges in medium is equal to 1 divided by k into force between the two charges in air, isn't it? So already we calculated the force between the charges in air. Now what we have to supposed to do here? Just what we have to do is, now force between the two charges in medium is equal to force between the two charges in air divided by k, as you can see according to this formula, isn't it? So that's we have to supposed to do here. Now let us calculate, because we have the value of f and k. Now what is the value of f we calculated? It is 720 divided by what is the value of k? K value is given 3, isn't it? Now put the value here, k becomes 3, and now 720 divided by 3. Now force between the two charges in medium, 720 divided by 3 becomes what? It is 240 and Newton. So this is the force between two charges when they are present in other medium whose dielectric constant is 3. Okay, so this is what we got the answer according to the numerical. So I hope you understand this one. Now let us move towards the next numericals. Okay. Okay, so this is our second numerical. Now let us read the numericals properly first, try to understand the numericals properly, and then go for the solution. Okay, now what is an in numerical? See, two pith balls of mass 10 mg each are suspended by two threads from the same support. So we have two pith balls of mass 10 mg, each are suspended by two threads from the same support and are charged identically. See, they are charged identically. They move apart by 0.08 meter and the threads make an angle of 60 degree with each other. Find the charge on each pith balls. So pith balls means they are the small metallic balls. So we have two metallic balls, each of mass 10 milligram. They are suspended by using through two threads by the same support. And these two balls, metallic balls, are charged identically. Identically means if they may be charged, both are positively or both are negatively, but they are charged identically. Okay. So when they are suspended freely by the same support, what happens? They move apart. So now see why they move apart, because they charge identically, and therefore which type of force is exists between the two balls? Yes, it is repulsive force, and therefore they move apart. And how much distance they move apart? 0.08 meter. And therefore when they move apart, the thread makes an angle of 60 degree with each other. And what we need to calculate here? We need to find the charge on each pith balls we need to calculate. Okay. And as the charge on each ball is same, we need to calculate that charge. And now let us visualize the whole numericals here. Let us visualize the whole numericals. So what we have is, we have a support here. Suppose this is a rigid support we have. Okay. And from the same point. Okay. So now from the same point, we are suspend the two balls. Okay. And because they charge, what happens? They got separated like this. Okay. So these are two pith balls we have. Each have same charge Q and Q. Okay. So this is a charge Q and this is a charge Q. Now what happens? Because they charge with the same polarity, they got repelled, they are separated. And what is the separation between them? They are separated by how much distance? 0.08 meter. So this is the distance between them. And therefore when they got separated, what happens? The threads make an angle theta. And what is the angle theta? 60 degree. So when they got separated, they repelled each other. The threads make an angle theta with each other. Okay. So this is what the situation is given. This is the situation what we have. Okay. We just visualize, this is a thread, this is the two pith balls, they repelled by this much distance and the threads make an angle 60 degree and both balls have same charge. You got it? Now what we need to find? We need to find the charge on each pith balls we need to find. Okay. Now here let us try to understand how much force is exerted by the each charge. How much force is there on each charge we need to understand first. Okay. So as you can see, there is a repulsive force between two charges. So this charge is a repulsive force, this is repulsive force is in this direction, and also this is a repulsive force in this direction. So on each charge there is a repulsive force which is away from each other, and because in numerical the mass of each ball is given, that is 10 mg, and therefore one more force is acting on the each charge, which is in which direction? Yes, which is in this direction. So on both the balls there is a force called mg. M is a mass, g is acceleration due to gravity. You got my point? So on each charge, this is a force here, repulsive force, and this is a downward force because of the mass, and here also repulsive force and downward force because of the mass. You got it? Two forces are acting. And also because the balls are attached with the threads, one more force is acting on the each threads. Yes, what are these force? This is called as force of tension. Force per unit length is also acting along the thread like this. Okay, means how much forces are acting on each charge. On each charge, see, a repulsive force is also acting, a downward force is acting because of the mass, and because it is connected with the thread, this force per unit length is also acting in this direction. Similarly, for this same thing for this charge also, this is repulsive force, this is downward force, and this is tension due to the thread. It means three forces are acting on each charge here. Now let us calculate the force, the total force on each charge. Okay, now see here. Now if you imagine the entire situation like this is theta here, and now if you draw a medium line like this, and if this is theta, okay, if theta is 60 degree, the remaining angle should be half and half. Okay, now what we have to do is just we have to resolve this vector along this axis and along this axis. Okay, let us resolve this t along this axis and this axis. And if this is a theta, if this is a theta, and what is this? This is also theta. Now let us resolve this one. Resolve this. So what is this? This is the distance we'll take here. Okay, we have distance like this. Let us take it here, and let us, this is the line joining between the charges. Now let us derive this t along this axis and this axis, and if this is an angle theta, then what is this? This is also theta, and if this is theta, when you resolve the t along this axis, what it must be? It must be t cos theta. It must be t cos theta, and when you resolve it along this direction, it becomes t sin theta. Okay, and the same thing is happened for this charge also, because both are same charges. We need to calculate this for any one charge. ठीक है, तो हम बस यहाँ पे करेंगे, इस चार्ज के लिए भी वो सेम होगा. आप इसको भी आपको रिजॉल्व करना पड़ेगा दिस डायरेक्शन पे और दिस डायरेक्शन पे, तो सेम है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. आप किसी एक चार्ज के लिए करो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. तो जब हम इस t को रिजॉल्व करेंगे तो अलॉन्ग y कंपोनेंट क्या मिलेगा? t cos थीटा, और x कंपोनेंट क्या मिलेगा? t sin थीटा. And now see, when these two charges are repel each other by a certain repulsive force, and because it is attached with the same support, this after some times, after repelling at a certain distance of 0.08 meter, they come into the equilibrium. Now these two charges are in equilibrium. Now the repulsive force between them at this distance becomes equal, and now these two charges are come into equilibrium for this much angle 60 degree. So at equilibrium, now we need to use the condition for equilibrium. So at equilibrium, now see, if the charges are at equilibrium at this much distance, then what is the situation? Now see, the repulsive force on this charge and this force, the component of tension force must be same. Okay, they must be same. This force and this forces must be same, and also the downward force and this force must be equal. So at equilibrium, the force on the charges, now see, force on each charge at equilibrium, the force on each charge, see, the force on each charge becomes what? The force on each charge becomes, see, this is a condition what we have, I will took here. So at equilibrium, t cos theta must be equal to mg. At equilibrium, t cos theta, this is t cos theta, upward force must be same as downward force, and also this repulsive force must be equal to this force, isn't it? So at equilibrium, t cos theta equal to mg. Now call this equation 1, and also at equilibrium, t sin theta is equal to what? Is equal to repulsive force. Call this equation 2. Now on the charge T cos theta and downward force mg are equal, and also repulsive force and this T sin theta are also equal. Now the charge is at equilibrium. Now call this equation 2. Now just compare equation 1 and 2 by taking their ratio. How you will compare? Now divide equation 2 by equation 1. Divide equation 2 by equation 1. Now what it becomes? What is equation 2 this side? It becomes T sin theta divided by T cos theta is equal to Fr divided by mg, isn't it? Now what happens here? Here Tt got cancelled. Okay, here Tt got cancelled, and sin theta by cos theta becomes what? It becomes tan theta. Tan theta is equal to what? Fr divided by mg. That's it. Okay, now from this relation we can calculate the charge on each pith balls. I hope you got the entire situation here. Okay, now let us put the value here. What is given? Now see, tell me what is the value of theta here? What is the value of theta? So if the angle between the two threads is 60 degree, now what is this theta? Because if this is a theta, this is also theta, isn't it? So what is the value of this theta? If this is 60, this is 30 and this is 30, isn't it? So here the value of theta becomes 30 degree. Okay, also what is the value of this mg? F into r, repulsive force. Now let us calculate the repulsive force separately here. Let us calculate this separately. The repulsive force, let us calculate it separate way. Now the repulsive force between two charges, how we calculate? The formula is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square, isn't it? Now what is given? q1 q2 both are same here, identical charges, q1 q2 are q, and what is r? What is the distance between the two charges? Tell me. These two charges are separated by this much distance, isn't it? Now here what is r? R is 0.08 meter. Now put the value. Okay, now you can easily calculate this one. Okay, how you calculate this one? See, repulsive force between charges. What is the value of this? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. It is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into, okay, into q, because we need to find out the value of q. It becomes q square. q1 q2 are same. It is q square divided by distance. What is distance? 0.08 whole square, isn't it? So now let us find out this value here. Let us find out the value of Fr. Okay, now see, this is the formula what we got here from this this equation. Okay, so this is Fr we got. Also Fr is this much. Now what is tan theta? Now let us consider this main equation what we got. Tan of theta, theta is 30 degree. So tan 30 degree is equal to, what is Fr? Fr is this one, and what is mg? M is given and g is 9.8. We know what is mg. Okay, now let us substitute the value here in this equation. Now what it becomes? Tan 30 degree is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9, as you can see here, into q square divided by what? 0.08 whole square becomes equal to what? 0.0 whole square becomes equal to 0.0064. Okay, 0.0064 it is into what is that? M into g. And what is m? Tell me what is m? M is, what is m? In numerical, see, m is, as you can see, m is 10 milligram. So 10 milligram means in kg how much it is? In kg how much it is? 10 milligram means in kg it is 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 into g 9.8. Okay, so now from this equation we can calculate the value of q. You got this? I hope you got this. So at equilibrium, T cos theta T cos theta, upward force on the charge and downward force is equal. Also at equilibrium, this repulsive force and one of the component of this tension along this direction is equal. And by considering these two equation, we got this equation. And what is Fr? Repulsive force. How you calculate? By using this formula. Here Q1, Q2 are same and distance is given. And what is becomes? Fr is equal to this much. And now substitute here. So tan 30, theta is 30 degree here. Tan 30 is equal to Fr. Fr is equal to what? 9 into 10 to the power 9 Q square divided by R square here. R square becomes 0.064 and mg. M, which is given in milligram. So it which is in kg is 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 kg. This is g, acceleration due to gravity. And now what we have to do? Just we need to simplify and we get the answer for q. Okay, now let us calculate this one. Okay, now what is the answer of tan of 30 degree? What is tan 30 degree? Tell me, tan 30 degrees. Yes, 1 by root 3. Tan 30 degrees 1 by root 3. Now let us calculate this. 1 by root 3 is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9 into q square divided by how much it is? Divided by 0.0064 into 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 9.8. Isn't it? Now what we want? We want the value of q square here. Now make q square separate. When you make q square separate, what it becomes? Q square is equal to what it becomes? 0.0064 into 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 9.8 divided by 9 into 10 to the power 9 into root 3. Isn't it? So keep this q square here only. This all goes this side and this goes this side, and this is what we got. And now we need to simplify this one. Okay, now what is the value of 0.064, 10 and 9.8? When you multiply this becomes q square is equal to this whole thing becomes 0.6272 into what is the exponent remains here? 10 to the power minus 3 divided by what is that? This is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into what is the value of root 3? Root 3 becomes 1.732. That's it. So after calculation, this all data, after calculation, the value of q square, what we got? This q square we got as 0.0402 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 9. Because see, here 10 to the power plus 9 is there, when it comes upside 10 to the power minus 9. Okay, now when you simplify this, what we got? Q square is equal to 0.0402 into, now what is 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power minus 9? Yes, it is 10 to the power minus 12. This is we got Coulomb square because it is q square. And now we want q, charge on each sphere, q we want. Now to get q becomes equal to what? Q becomes equal to under root of 0.0402 into 10 to the power minus 12. Now just find the value of root of these things and root of these things. Now root of 0.0402 becomes what? It is 0.20 into, now root of 10 to the power minus 12 becomes what? 10 to the power minus 6 Coulomb. So this is the charge on each sphere we got. So this is the answer of this particular question. So what the questions we have? This is the questions what we have here. Okay. So we need to find out charge on each pith ball. So they have charge identically, means charge on each pith ball is same. So this is the entire situation. Okay. At equilibrium, force on each charge by using this equation, and by comparing this equation we got this equation, and here we calculated Fr. Fr is this one. Okay, and here theta is 30 degree. See, don't get confused, because in numerical theta is 60 degrees given, but here if the whole angle between two threads is 60 degree, what is this angle only? This angle only, because we want this theta. if this theta and if this theta is same, the half of 30 becomes 60 becomes 30. So this theta is 30 degree here. Remember that from this much for this much triangle, theta is 30 degree. Okay, so theta is 30 degree. FR we got, and mg we know, m is given already. M is 10 milligram is given. When you put the value, we solve for q square here, and when we solve for q square, what is the value of q we got? We got 0.2 microcoulomb is a charge on each pith ball. Okay, I hope you understand this numerical properly, and this is a very important numerical from NCERT, and chances are there such numericals may be asked for theory exams. Okay, but it is quite very easy to understand. Okay, now let us move towards the next numerical. So now we have another numericals, another third numericals. What we have? See, read the numericals properly. Two identical oppositely charged metallic spheres placed 0.5 meter apart attract each other with a force of 0.108 Newton. Okay, so what is given? We have two identical oppositely charged metallic spheres, and what is the distance between them? 0.5 meter. Okay, and what is the force between them? 0.108 Newton is given. Now see what is next. When they are connected to each other by a copper wire for a short interval of time, okay, while they begins to repel each other. So when we connected these two spheres by a copper wire, what happens? They starts repelling each other with a force of 0.036 Newton. What we need to calculate here? Calculate the initial charges on the spheres. Okay, as what is given, two identically oppositely charged metallic spheres are there. So we charge both spheres identically, but their polarity are different. Okay, so when they have oppositely charged, at first they starts attracting each other with this much force. They are placed in this much distance. Okay, now what we did in second case? In second case, what we did? We connected the two spheres by a copper wire. Now when connected the two spheres by the copper wire, what happens? Yes, when you connect the two spheres with copper wire, the charges starts moving from each other until there is an equilibrium. Now both spheres have same charges with same polarity. When you connect them with copper wire, both spheres have same charges with same polarity. Now if they have same polarity, what they happen? They starts repelling each other. Which how much force? 0.036 Newton force. And what we need to calculate? We calculate the initial charges on the spheres. Okay, so what is there? Two situations are there, case 1 and case 2. We have two situations. Now let us consider the first situation, case 1. In case 1, what is there? In case 1, we have two spheres. They are charged equally. Still we consider Q1, Q2. They have same magnitude but opposite polarity. And what is the distance between them? The distance between them is 0.5 meter. Okay, these are the two spheres. So this is a situation here. Okay, and for first situation, what is given? The repulsive force is given. And what is the repulsive force? How much it is? It is 0.108 Newton is given. And for first case, distance between them is 0.5 meter is given. Okay, now let us understand what we will supposed to get from this situation. तो इस सिचुएशन से हमें क्या मिलेगा उसको हम पता करेंगे. तो हम रिपल्सिव फोर्स को कैसे निकालेंगे? हाउ टू गेट द रिपल्सिव फोर्स? द रिपल्सिव फोर्स बिटवीन टू चार्जेस, हाउ यू कैलकुलेटेड? It is calculated as 9 into 10 to the power 9 into, that is what is that? It is constant value, isn't it? Directly ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So I am writing is directly 1 divided by 4 pi x mod is written as 9 to the power 9 directly. Now Q1 Q2 divided by, what is the distance between them? 0.5 whole square. Okay. Now here just tell me one thing. If the two charges Q1 and Q2 are charged equal but opposite polarity, there is a repulsive force. It means one charge, if Q1 is positive, Q1 must be negative, but they should have same magnitude. If Q1 is positive, Q2 must be negative, isn't it? Suppose if Q1 is negative, Q2 must be positive. You got it? तो अगर दोनों के बीच में रिपल्सिव फोर्स है, इतना फोर्स है, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? अगर Q1 पॉजिटिव चार्ज है तो Q2 नेगेटिव चार्ज होगा, या फिर Q2 नेगेटिव चार्ज है तो Q1 पॉजिटिव चार्ज होगा. तो इसीलिए मैं क्या करूंगा, यहाँ पे मैं इस रिपल्सिव फोर्स को लिखूंगा, इस रिपल्सिव फोर्स को मैं नेगेटिव साइन लूंगा. ओके, सो आई विल पुट नेगेटिव साइन फॉर दिस रिपल्सिव फोर्स बिकॉज we don't have a proper idea about the polarity, which one is positive, which one is negative, we don't know. Therefore, I will take the negative sign for this polarity. Have you got my point? Okay. Now see, substitute all the values. Here repulsive force is given, and what is that? 0.108. Let us calculate that. So what is the repulsive force? Repulsive force is 0.108 is equal to minus 9 into 10 to the power 9 into Q1 Q2, isn't it? Q1 Q2 divided by 0.5 whole square becomes what? 0.5 whole square becomes 0.25. Okay. So from this what we will get? We will get Q1 into Q2. तो इससे हमें क्या मिलेगा? Q1 into Q2 की वैल्यू मिल जाएगी. तो Q1 into K2 कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे? Q1 into Q2. So keep this Q1 Q2 here only, bring this side and multiply this side. What it becomes? So Q1 into Q2 is equal to what? Minus 0.108 into 0.25 divided by 9 into 10 to the power 9. Okay. So when you calculated this, the value of Q1 and Q2 is supposed to get minus 0.003 into 10 to the power minus 9. This much you will get. What is the value of Q1 into Q2 will get? Will get minus 0.003 into 10 to the power minus 9. You will get. So can you write this as? Q1 into Q2 is equal to, can I write this as minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 12 coulomb square? Can I write this as? See, I am just moving the decimal point here 3 times. If it is 9 here, 10, 11, 12. So when it comes here, it is minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 12. Because it is Q1 into Q2, the unit is coulomb square. And now from the case 1, what we will got? Force is given and distance is given, and here because it is a repulsive force, either one charge is positive and one charge is negative. Any one is positive, any one is negative. Therefore, I will put the negative sign here for repulsive force. Negative sign every time. And from this situation what we got? We got Q1 into Q2 because everything is given. We got Q1 into Q2 like this. And now finally we got Q1 into Q2 from case 1, isn't it? And obviously why I took negative? Because any one is negative charge, because it is a repulsive force. Any one is negative. So when you make product, we will get negative here. Okay. So this is what we got from first case. I hope you understand this, case 1. Now what we did for case 2? What is the situation in case 2? Tell me what we did in case 2. See, read numerical once again. So in case 2, when the spheres are connected with a copper wire for a short interval of time, okay, what happens when they are connected with the copper wire? See, we have two spheres charged negatively, it is minus q, if it is plus q. Likewise, So when they are connected for a short interval of time by a copper wire, what happens? There is an exchange of charges between the spheres. Charges starts moving, and this movement of charges is there until there is a equilibrium. Until there is a equilibrium. तो जब तक दोनों स्पीयर पे सेम चार्जेस नहीं हो जाते, ये चार्जेस मूव होते रहेंगे, ठीक है, क्योंकि अपोजिट पोलैरिटी के चार्जेस है, तो जब तक दोनों पे सेम चार्जेस सेम पोलैरिटी के नहीं आ जाते, तो ये चार्जेस ऐसे ही मूव होते रहेंगे. ओके, नाउ फॉर केस टू सी, फॉर केस टू I will write when a copper wire is connected between two spheres, when the copper wire is connected between the two spheres, each spheres occupy the same charges. Yes, each sphere has same charge. So you have to remember this point, very important. When you connect the copper wire for short interval of time, the spheres have same charges and same polarity. And when you remove the wire after connecting for a short time, when you remove the wire, what happens? The two spheres starts repelling. Yes, the two spheres starts repelling, and how much force they repel? The force of repulsion is given already. So here see, they repulse with the force of 0.036 newtons. Now because you connected the wire for a short interval of time, the spheres have same charges with same polarity, and now when you remove the wire, they starts repel with this much force. This is a given data. Okay, and now see here, when the copper wire is connected between the two spheres for a short time, and when they remove, each spheres have same charges. And what is the same charges each sphere have? What is the charges on each sphere becomes? If Q1 is a charge on one sphere and Q2 is a charge on another sphere, and when they connect for a short time, the charge on each sphere is Q1 plus Q2 divided by 2. Okay, so this is charge on each sphere. So what happens here? क्या होता है? दोनों चार्जेस को मिला दो, जितना मिलेगा उसको डिवाइड कर दो दोनों स्पीयर में, तो ईच स्पीयर पे कितना चार्ज बनेगा? Q1 प्लस Q2 डिवाइडेड बाय 2, इतना चार्ज रहेगा ईच स्पीयर पे. ओके, एंड आल्सो what is given? The repulsive force between them is given. Now when you remove the wire, they starts repelling, and what is the repulsive force between them? The repulsive force between them, so they repel with the force of 0.036 Newton is given. So this is 0.036 Newton, this is given. And now let us calculate what is the force of repulsion. How you calculate the repulsive force between the two charges in second situation? So in second situation, the thing becomes K is constant, that is 1 divided by 4 pi x naught. K is constant, K into Q square. Now see, when you connect the copper wire, each sphere have same charges of Q. And what is the formula of Coulomb's law? Q1, Q2. Now each charge is Q, becomes Q square divided by what? Divided by R square. So this is a formula for second situation, isn't it? Now let us calculate this. What is given? Fr is given, distance between them is given, and we have Q value. Let us put the value here. Okay. Now see, what is Fr? Fr is 0.036 is equal to, what is the value of K? K value is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into, now what is Q? What is Q? Tell me what is Q? Q is this one, Q1 plus Q2 divided by 2. Okay. Now this is Q1 plus Q2 divided by 2 whole square. Okay. Divided by R square. Okay. R is given. And what is R? Tell me what is the value of R? We'll put here. The value of R becomes what? 0.5 whole square. Isn't it? 0.5 whole square. Now let us calculate, simplify this one. 0.036 is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9 into, can I write this as q1 plus q2 whole square divided by, what is 0.5 whole square? It is 0.25, isn't it? 0.25 into, now what is 2 square? 2 square becomes 4, so it becomes 4 here. So this is what we got. And from this formula, can you get the value of q1 plus q2? Yes, we can get the value of q1 plus q2 from this formula. Now let us simplify for q1 plus q2 whole square. Now q1 plus q2 whole square keep here only, because we don't know value of q1 and q2. We need to find out that. Now just bring this side, and this becomes divide here. Now what becomes? It is q1 plus q2 whole square becomes equal to what? q1 plus q2 whole square becomes equal to 0.036 into 0.25 into 4 divided by 9 into 10 to the power 9. Let us simplify this one. Now after simplification, directly I will take now. After simplification, q1 plus q2 whole square, what we got is, we got 0.004 into 10 to the power minus 9. We got this. So can I write this as q1 plus q2 whole square? Can I write this as, because the decimal point is here, I will move 3 times here. When you move 3 times this side, what it becomes? It becomes 4 into 10 to the power minus 12, isn't it? So this we got. But what we want q1 plus q2, it is square. When you bring square this side, becomes root. So q1 plus q2 is equal to what? Under root of 4 into 10 to the power minus 12. And what is the answer of this? q1 plus q2 is equal to, what is this? It is 2 into 10 to the power minus 6, isn't it? So now we got q1 plus q2 from second situation. So from case 1, what we got? From case 1, we got value of q1 into q2. And what is that? Minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 12 Coulomb square. And from case 2, what we got? We got q1 plus q2. Okay. Now see. What we got here from case 1? q1 into q2 is equal to what? Minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 6. Okay. From q1, yes, q1 into q2 we got this one. Sorry, it is 10 to the power minus 12, not minus 6, 10 to the power minus 6. So q1 into q2 into 10 to the power minus 12 we got. And from second situation, what we got? We got this. Okay. So from this equation, can I write the value of q2? Can I write the value of q2 as, you can take q1 or q2, doesn't matter, any one value you get. So we'll get the value of q2. And what do you write q2 is equal to? Just bring this q1 this side, it becomes divide. And what is q2 is equal to? q2 is equal to minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 12 divided by q1, isn't it? So this is the q2 value we got. And now put this q2 value in equation, this equation, q1 plus q2. Okay. From case 1, put q2 value in equation, this equation from case 2. And now what it becomes? Okay, what it becomes? Now what we have? We have q1 plus q2 is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 6, isn't it? Now what is the value of q2? q2 becomes this one. Now put q1 minus, what is q2? 3 into 10 to the power minus 12 divided by q1 is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 6, isn't it? So from this equation, can I write a quadratic equation like this? Can I write this equation as, tell me, can I write this equation as like this? So this equation becomes q1 square, see, q1 square minus, now when you bring this to this side, it becomes minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 into q1, isn't it? Minus, now this minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 12 is equal to 0. Now see, we have a very important quadratic equation we got. Q1 square minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 Q1 minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 12 is equal to 0. Now we have a quadratic equation like x square minus ax minus ax square minus bx minus c is equal to 0. Now it is in this form. Now tell me, what is the value of a here? What is the value of a? The value of a is 1. Now what is the value of b? This is the value of b. The value of b becomes minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6. And what is the value of c? This is the value of c. It is minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 12. Now let us solve the quadratic equation. Now what is the formula of quadratic equation? How you got the value of q here? So value of q1, because what is the coefficient? q1 is a coefficient. So q1 is calculated by using this equation, minus b plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now we have all the value a, b and c. Now just substitute the value. q1 is equal to, so it is minus what is the value of b? b is minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 plus or minus under root, what is b? Minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 whole square minus 4 into 1 into minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 12. That is c value. Okay, a, b, c, what we have is substitute here. Whole divided by what? Whole divided by 4ac. So 4 into a, sorry, 4 whole divided by 2a. A is 1, so it is becomes 2. Now when you solve this one, when you solve this equation, what we are supposed to get? When you solve this equation, we are supposed to get 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 plus or minus under root 16 into 10 to the power minus 12 divided by 2. Now let us get the two equations for this. One is for plus, one is for minus. Now for plus, q1 is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 plus, what is the root of 16? It is 4 into root of 10 to the power minus 12. It becomes 10 to the power minus 6. Now 10 to the power minus 6 comes outside, divided by 2, sorry. Now it is comes outside, what it becomes? q1 is equal to 2 plus 4, it is 6 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by 2, and therefore q1 value we got, it is 3 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. Okay. Now again take a minus 1 for q1, for minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 minus 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by 2. Now q2 is equal to what? q2 is equal to, again it is minus 2, isn't it? Minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by 2. 2 to get cancelled. So what is the value of q2? q2 is minus 1 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. Okay. Now substitute this value q1 and q2 in this equation. Okay. Now substitute the value of q1 and q2 in this equation. Okay. So what you will got? So what is q1 plus q2 we have? Okay. So q1 plus q2 what we have is q1 plus q2 is equal to what? 2 into 10 to the power. What is that? q1 plus q2 is this one. 2 into 10 to the power minus 6, isn't it? So now substitute here, 2 10 to the power minus 6 it is, minus 6. Now substitute the value of q1 first. First substitute the value of q1. We have 2 q1 we got. Here also we got q1, here also we got q1. Now substitute first this value. What it becomes? Now q1 it becomes this one. What is that? 3 into 10 to the power minus 6 plus q2 is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 6. Now what is the q2 value you get? q2 becomes 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 6. q2 becomes what? Minus 1 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. So when you put q1 value this one, q2 becomes this one. And now substitute the value of q1 this in this equation. q1 इधर पुट कर, अभी इसको पुट करेंगे, देखेंगे क्या मिलेगा. तो क्या है q1? माइनस 1. सो माइनस 1 इंटू 10 to the power minus 6 plus q2 is equal to, okay, q2 is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 6. Now what is q2? q2 is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 plus 1 into 10 to the power minus 6. What is get? q2 is equal to 3 into 10 to the power minus 6 कूलम. ओके, तो जब q1 ये रहेगा तो q2 क्या रहेगा? ये रहेगा. एंड जब q1 ये रहेगा, q2 क्या रहेगा? ये रहेगा. That's it. So finally the value of q1 and q2 is either if q1 is 3 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb, q2 is minus 1 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. If q1 is minus 1 to the power minus 6 coulomb, q2 becomes 3 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. So this is the answer we got finally. Okay, I hope you understand this entire numerical, and it is quite very easy to solve. Okay, my dear students, I hope you understand the solution for this third numerical. Again, it is from NCERT and it is very important. Now again, for the next session we again discuss some more numericals from force between two charges, that is from Coulomb's law. Okay, so for this video up to this will enough. So wait for the second part from the same chapter. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel.